Yolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. You might have seen my video, Don't Repeat My Mistakes, that I did when I the very first time played this game years ago. And I was like everybody else with always ops upgrading, getting to the next level there. I talked a lot about that part. But today I want to talk a little bit about the importance and the weighing of ship upgrades, of research and buildings, and that you shouldn't get into the wrong mindset once again with always ops level. But especially the research part is one thing. But before I get into this, I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet, but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. And when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you'll be notified when another video comes out. But now let's have a little look at my station. You see that I'm still level 57. I was that for some time, and I told you all that I was already rushing through for a purpose that is just video related, because I need to get to level 61 ASAP as soon as I can with the investments I can make and whatever, just to make those videos about all the new Sigma stuff and everything that came in while I'm playing on this server with all the new stuff between level 61 and level 70. But I never advised to do the same, and I already was too fast, but I'm still for quite some time on level 57 now. Level 58 still needs time. If you look at the amount of material I need for level 58, then you will know why I'm even slowing down here, because of the material. But I'm still too fast for what I suggest to do, because the buildings are important for your ship strength, for your overall performance, but they're not the only thing that is important. Of course, we got some new special buildings that gain much more importance than the standard buildings, and on these special buildings you should always have an eye. The best is, as an example, is of course the new District 56, where you see there's PvP critical damage reduction in here, and the time for the mirror universe and stuff like that, but also other buildings like the Court of Q, which give you critical hit damage against players and against hostiles, and also critical hit reductions and everything. So these special buildings are something you really shouldn't neglect. If you focus on buildings, focus on the special buildings, that you keep them as high as possible without paying. They will always be behind your standard buildings. With standard buildings, I mean the ops, the R&D, the shipyards, and the vaults, and the warehouses, and the refinery and stuff like that. The special buildings will always be a little bit behind, because you need special materials for it, and without paying you probably will have a hard time getting them on your level with the other buildings all the time. But those are the buildings that are far more important for your fighting skills and everything else in very often than the standard buildings. Of course, there are standard buildings that did that from the beginning, like the Foundry, where you get bonuses for your battleship, for example, the Science Lab that gives explorers a bonus and stuff like that. But the new ones are really putting it a level higher. Very often the research is much more important than the bonuses you get from the buildings, and that's why you really should concentrate on your research and keep your research at the top. And in time, they added so much research and added so much important research for your ship strength. The best example is the newest mirror research. There's so much to do. I could research something now, but I don't do it there because it's still quite new. A lot of events where you have to score by spending the mirror dust for research, that I'm always waiting for those events. But you see that there's a lot here already in the common section. But when we look at the uncommon, and then even the rare section, and even worse, the epic section, there is so much. When you just look at the premium shield health here, with just the first step, I get another 250% of base shield health for all my ships, and that's why the research is often far more important than even upgrading your ships. Upgrading your ships is something, of course, you should do. Since the Borg cube came in, you are forced to upgrade certain ships, otherwise you cannot upgrade the Borg cube. I'm stuck in this position at the moment as well, because I have to upgrade my Crozier 1 tier more to be able to upgrade my Borg cube, and I have to balance all this, because first I have to use it on my station in this case, but for my personal video reasons, because I need 3 buildings that need ore, and my Crozier needs ore for tiering up. So I have to do the 3 buildings first and then concentrate on the Crozier again before I do the others here. But that is something you sometimes need to do. Of course, you want to have one strong ship at least, and usually I try to get one that fits in with the materials I need the most, but in this case it has to wait a bit because of the ore demand of my station. But that is not something I suggest to other players. Once again, I have to repeat myself, I'm only doing this to get to certain levels for videos. I would not do it this way if I was just playing. Then my Crozier would be first, before the buildings here on my station. But even on a higher priority would be the research. And once again, I can only emphasize this. The research is very often much more important and much more effective than upgrading the ship itself. So really keep an eye, especially on the combat research, where you directly see what you can do for your ship, but also in other sections, in the X-Borg, the Starbase, the Mirror section, even the away team section. There you can improve the powers of your ship. And there are so many researchers. As soon as you get beyond level 40, there will be so many different researchers that give you a much higher boost than just upgrading your ship yourself, that you really should concentrate on this one. I've shown you the Mirror one, and there's stuff like this everywhere, also in territory. And that's why I suggest that you really keep an eye on your research. I am lagging a little bit behind in the research for the same reason that I put an emphasis on the station, which I do for my videos, but I don't suggest to any other player. And people always complain that some people, that I'm repeating myself so often, but I do that on purpose, because those are the things I really want people to take in. That is, from my experience, really the most important part then in the videos. Why I say this and repeat this, and especially don't say don't do this, don't do as I do. In this case, in a lot of other cases, I show you the stuff how I do it so that you can do the same, because I made good experiences with it. But this is really the case, the way I'm using ship upgrades, building upgrades and research in my case here. What you can see when you watch my videos, you see what is progressing on my account and what isn't. That I really want to do this video to tell you, don't do what you see there, because in this case that would be a mistake that would hold you back in certain skills. This is taking me down in certain things, but brings me there where I need it for my work. And as long as you don't do videos and want to get to the level 61 and level 70 levels for videos, don't do it. But I really would like the opinion of other players that are playing for several years already, especially about the importance of the research part compared to the buildings and the ship upgrades, because I think that is a really important aspect that is too rarely been talked about. And so I would really appreciate it if very experienced players would put their opinion in the comments under the video and show people what they think about this. And they have a lot of experience as well, and so that would be a great thing for the newer players. And if you have video requests, you know that I regularly read your comments and I regularly do request videos. So please write that in the comments as well. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.